Okay, which one is it? Is Jussie Smollett guilty or innocent? Okay, friends, welcome to The Perspective. You are now here with Pastor James Devalon. I'm going to share with you this recent testimony that has been revealed over the internet regarding Jussie Smollett verdict. He was found guilty. For those of you who don't know, we're going to dive into the situation so you can understand the historical account that goes with that as well. And I'm going to honestly get your perspective as well. And I will certainly share with you and put my 2 cents in it. And then we can move on from that. So here is the story regarding Jussie Smollett. This was the verdict that was just released a day ago regarding his case. Let's take a listen.
And I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
A real-life drama playing out in a Chicago courtroom.
It's a script that you wrote. You picked out the actors. You put the noose around your own neck. You're not a victim of a hate crime.
So is this really the case concerning him? It causes you to wonder, if that is really the case, why will he go about doing something like that, right? What will be some of the motivation factors leading to Jussie Smollett to make such a decision? Now, let's move on to another video because we have to go deeper now. Let's look at the historical account of what happened then prior to this verdict.
Jussie Smollett says that attack happened just a short distance from here. Today, police don't have any suspects or even a solid description of the men, a reported crime that has rattled Hollywood and just about everyone else.
Jussie Smollett, a longtime actor and star on the hit TV show Empire, tells police he's the victim of a brutal beating that took place on this Chicago street. Investigators say they're treating the reported attack as a possible hate crime.
Can you head over and check in a battery report?
Early Tuesday morning, Smollett says he was approached by 2 men yelling out racial and homophobic slurs. Investigators say he was attacked. An unknown chemical substance was poured on him. Police adding, at some point, one of them wrapped a rope around the victim's neck.
So what will motivate a man to make a story up such as this one here? It really causes you to wonder, was it because of the temperature of the situation regarding some racial conflicts that was taking place 3 years ago in the light of George Floyd and many other issues that was happening back then? Could this have been part of the motivation to lead him to make such a decision? Or is this man really telling the truth? And the question we're trying to figure out here is, like, really what motivated these claims, and why will anybody go to attack Jussie Smollett in the first place?
Smollett told police the men yelled, "This is MAGA, Make America Great Again country." The actor took himself to a hospital.
You didn't deserve, nor anybody deserves, to have a noose put around your neck, to have bleach thrown on you.
Lee Daniels, Empire's creator, posted then deleted this photo of Smollett, calling the attack a cowardly act. With no suspects or even a description, today detectives say they've expanded the search area for cameras, but thus far, no video of the alleged assailants or a vehicle has been discovered.
Yeah, that's what was weird about the situation in itself when I first actually listened to it. It was just like, when you look at what the evidence was showing, it was just, there was so much inconsistent. It really causes you to wonder what really happened there on these streets, and how come they hardly have any evidence confirming his testimony as well.
One of Smollett's friends says he spoke to the actor hours before the reported incident.
It's just further evidence of the vitriol that is going on in our country and that is growing.
Y'all are so much fun.
Smollett, who recently appeared on Today with his brother and sisters, is an outspoken social justice activist and an advocate for the gay community. He came out to Ellen in 2015.
I get some ignorant tweets every once in a while.
This morning, a flood of support from well-wishers and big names on social media. Kerry Washington, Reese Witherspoon, Viola Davis, and Steve Harvey tweeting this video.
This is about coming to the aid of another brother that has tasted the brutality of hatred, racism, and bigotry.
The NAACP and GLAAD also among the chorus condemning the heinous crime. the one Smollett says took place on these Chicago streets.
Yeah, so now what the evidence is showing concerning these allegations is that supposedly Jussie Smollett has made up the story. Now we're gonna go deeper to look at this heartfelt testimony from him giving on ET, which I thought, how could anybody give a testimony such as this one and not be telling the truth, right? And that's kind of what I thought until the evidence shows otherwise.
I'm pissed off. If the attackers are never found, how will you be able to heal? I don't know. Let's just hope that they are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Why will anybody really sit on national television, especially Jussie Smollett, right? A musician and actor, a man who has a lot of money, with his, crying on camera publicly and making an allegation such as these ones and not be telling the truth. That's just crazy to me, right? But anyway, let's keep listening.
Let's not go there yet.
Jussie Smollett breaks his silence in his first TV interview detailing his attack in Chicago that has been called a hate crime.
And there is no doubt in your mind what motivated this attack.
I can only go off of their words. I mean, who says empire, this MAGA country, ties a noose around your neck and pours bleach on you? And this is just a friendly fight?
As ET previously reported, Jussie told the Chicago PD he was on the phone with his manager Brandon Z. Moore during the attack on January 29th. His manager recalls clearly hearing both racial and homophobic slurs.
I see the attacker masked, and he said, "This MAGA country," punches me right in the face. So I punched his ass back. Then I look down and I see that there's a rope around my neck, which I hadn't.
You hadn't noticed it before?
No,
You didn't
because
see?
it was so fast.
Authorities located surveillance cameras showing two persons of interest in their investigation. While Jussie says he did not get a good look at his attackers, he's confident he can identify them.
Have you seen that image? And do you believe that they could possibly be the attackers?
I do.
What is it about their size, or why do you feel that they could possibly be?
Because
that's a good question right there. How could you possibly tell that these people are the ones who did attack you when there is hardly, you could not even see their face? These were some very questionable things. And secondly, he's the only one who's speaking about this. And there's no other evidence, right? So it was very shaky from the very beginning. And with this verdict, I can certainly understand why the evidence seems to be suggesting that Jussie Smollett the whole time must have been lying, right?
I was there. For me, when that was released, I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. I don't have any doubt in my mind that that's them.
The Empire star also addressed his frustration with inaccuracies about the incident.
I've heard that it was a date gone bad, which I so resent that narrative. I'm not gonna go out and get a tuna sandwich and a salad to meet somebody. That's ridiculous, and it's offensive.
And cleared up why he did not initially turn over his phone to police.
Oh, this is a very significant part right there. Why didn't you turn over your phone to police when you know it will work in your favor to catch those individuals who actually done this to you? It was significant because your phone, they can track where you were. They can even tell what was going on right around you with your cell phone. So that to me didn't make any sense.
They wanted me to give my phone to the tech for 3 to 4 hours. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna do that.
Why?
Because
But the phone is like the greatest point of your evidence that will work in your favor. Why would you not want to do that? Like that's just weird to me, because you want whoever did this to you to be caught, as much as you could possibly give to the police for the investigation to work in your favor, you should give them, right? Automatically, that very statement shows that maybe Jussie Smollett was hiding the facts.
I have private pictures and videos and numbers, my partner's number, my family's number.
What does that have to do with the fact that they're gonna investigate to look for reasons? These are not things they're gonna go look for in your phone. What they really are concerned about are the type of phone calls that was going on, what was happening around you. You know, they can check out these things and text messages that could possibly help the investigation. But these reasons for not giving the phones to me doesn't make any sense either.
My castmates' number, my friends' numbers, my private emails, my private songs, my private voice memos.
One thing Jussie wants more than anything, real justice after his attack.
I want that video found so badly because for probably 4 reasons. Number 1, I want them to find the people that did it. Number 2, I want them to stop being able to say alleged attack. Number 3, I want them to see that I fought back. And I want a little gay boy who might watch this to see that I fought back.
Yeah, so, man, this is actually a very disturbing case, and I'm in no way saying Jussie is guilty. I'm not the judge. I let the judge do their jobs. I'm just running through the evidence and examining for what it is. And what I'm looking at right now, based on the testimony of Jussie, based on what they are saying, based on the evidence, it just doesn't look very good for Jussie right now. One more video, because we're going to look at this one here from Anthony B. Logan, and we're going to look at what the judge had to say to him and how Jussie burst out in the court speaking, saying that I am not suicidal.
But what I'm talking about is how sensitive you were to any kind of slight, that anybody, if the wrong words come out of somebody else's mouth, you're going to get up and speak up and complain about it. And make sure that they know that that they're not behaving the way you're supposed to behave. So you know better than anybody else that these are serious matters. They're serious to you. They're clearly serious to you and as your whole family. And for you to be here now, convicted of these hate crimes, it's just astonishing. Faking hate crimes. So why did this happen? That's a good question. I think that's the question on everybody's mind. There's some conjecture you did it for the money. Frankly, I do not believe that you did it for the money. You were making, the evidence showed, close to $2 million a year when this happened. I don't think money motivated you at all. But the only thing I can find is that you really craved the attention and you wanted to get the attention and you were so invested in issues of social justice and you knew that this was a sore spot for everybody in this country. You knew this was a country that was slowly trying to heal past injustices and current injustices and trying to make a better future for each other. And it was a hard road. And you took some scabs off some healing wounds and you ripped them apart for one reason. You wanted to make yourself more famous. And for a while it worked. Everybody was talking about you. The lights are on you. You were actually throwing a national pity party for yourself. And why would you do such a thing? Why would you, I understand, you crave the attention so much, but why would you betray something like social justice issues, which you care so much about? And the only thing I could conclude is that, and I acknowledge, there are wonderful sides to you. There are very giving and charitable and loving sides to you, but you have another side of you that is profoundly arrogant and selfish and narcissistic. That's the only thing that can be concluded. And that bad side of you came out during the course of all these events.
No, I would just like to say to Your Honor that I am not suicidal. That's what I was about to say.
Okay.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I...
But part of the issue, part of the evidence is that the 2 individuals that he had came out, 2 black men came out and actually said, hey, we were part of the whole setup. Jussie Smollett is lying. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know what to say.
I go in there I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal.
Okay.
All right, so
yeah, man. So what do you guys think about the situation? It is a messy one. One last video we're gonna watch all the testimonies from the families, and we're gonna just allow them to speak, and then at the end I want to discuss this matter in the comment below, because it's just so much mess. Do you think Jussie is guilty or innocent? It's the big question that we are trying to get to the bottom of right now.
The JoJo who's speaking right now, so let's go over to that right now.
He spoke about his arrogance. He doesn't know the struggles my brother is encountering. He doesn't know anything that he's dealing with. He doesn't know anything that he's dealing with. He spent all that time shaming him. In 2022, we don't shame people like this, all right? He basically called him a mental case, all right? If you look at that testimony, he basically reiterated and regurgitated all the prosecutors said. There was no independence. This is a duly elected judge in Cook County. He's supposed to be elected by the people, not just a stooge and a rubber stamp for the prosecutors. And I'm very disappointed, very disappointed.
Your name again, sir?
My name is JoJo Smollett. I'm his oldest brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have something I want to say quickly.
Your name, ma'am?
My name is JUSSIE Smollett. I'm his older sister. First of all, I want to say my brother is innocent. My brother Jussie is innocent. This should not be a controversial statement because it is the absolute truth. What should be controversial is the entire miscarriage of justice this whole ordeal has been. I pray peace over my brother. I pray the peace of God over my brother and all victims of oppression and hate. I pray that we can do better as a world. May the God of peace be with you. Shalom.
Your name, sir?
My name is JUSSIE Smollett. I'm Jussie's youngest brother. My brother does not deserve this. I watched my brother go from being a complete victim, which he still is. He was attacked, and he is now going to jail for being attacked. I saw my brother get locked up within 2 weeks for being attacked. Do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah.
They want to say in that court and say that he's the reason why folks aren't going to report hate crimes. They're the reason why folks aren't going to report hate crimes.
Because none of you believed it.
None of y'all believed it. We have letters from the NAACP, President Derek Johnson himself. We have letters from Rainbow Push Coalition. We have letters from the Innocence Project, all saying that he should not be in jail. And they put him in jail. That judge chastised him. He chastised my brother. He does not deserve this. He was attacked. Do people never once think, even the folks who are naysayers, do you ever once think, what happens if he's telling the truth?
What if he's telling the truth?
Do y'all ever think about how poorly you feel in that situation? He's in jail for 5 months. That is unacceptable. For being attacked. It is not his fault that folks are not going to believe survivors anymore. He is a survivor and he has been completely mistreated, and this has to stop.
These are things to consider, not just only the side that says that he is guilty. Although I look at the evidence and I can understand why the judge made that decision. Well, these families are also very, very stern about standing for Jussie. But now the other thing you also have to know, family ties also can be, can keep you from seeing the truth as well. I don't sit there and say because they are testifying, there's so much emotion coming here. It's a really sensitive matter because it had just happened. But at the same time, I cannot take this for face value and run with it. We have to look at the facts. And I wasn't in the courtroom, so I don't know all the evidence that was brought against him. But I don't personally see any reasons why anybody would want Jussie to go to prison for whatever the reason may be. And again, secondly, I still don't understand why any person will just randomly attack JUSSIE Smollett, a famous individual in the streets of Chicago, and did what they did to him. And plus, no evidence. I mean, no camera footage. Are you serious? No pictures, nothing. So it's a bit strange to me, but let's finish listening to their testimonies and then we can move on to the next phase. I can understand how upsetting it is, you know, for families.
A remarkable moment there, and we have seen. Let's listen to Grandma.
Being abducted into the prison system. You know it. And you guys got to do more investigative reporting. More investigation, okay? Thanks.
Can you say, Molly, his comments after the sentencing, the reiteration, the repeating that he's not suicidal?
Grandma's so sweet, though.
What happened to him in prison? Why do you think he said that?
Such a loving grandma.
Can you So that was for you. He's innocent, okay? Like so many in prison that shouldn't be there. Get the white collar guys, okay? Who are really making money, you know, who are really corrupt.
I can agree with you, Grandma.
Saving our democracy here so that we don't get another Putin. Okay, I love you guys, okay?
She said get the white collar guys.
My name is Nate Phillips, and I would just like to say, until the person who recently occupied the White House, the judge said that Mr. Smollett was accused of lying. Well, guess what? The man that occupied the White House was accused of telling thousands of lies. And as long as he remains free, Jussie should remain free.
Okay, this is a gentleman not connected necessarily with the Smollett group, but then.
I don't know necessarily the content of that message. What does that have to do with the men in the White House and connecting with Jussie? Anyway. Yeah, man. What do you guys have to say? This is one of those situations that I personally don't know what to say. But here's the thing. If Jussie is innocent, by all means, I pray that the facts will work in his favor and this will be discovered and the men will be set free. But if Jussie is guilty, I want to give you a word. If Jussie is really guilty and they are not trying to shame him, which I kind of lean toward the fact that he is guilty, as you guys can tell. I'm like 65% believing that he is, because so many reasons, right? The phone, no videos, no Caucasian person has been caught. The two black people who came forward and said this was staged, Jussie's attitude in the courtroom, the arrogance, the words from the judge, many things just doesn't look very good for Jussie right now. I understand the family's frustration. You know, I sympathize with that. But family ties can also keep you from seeing the truth. You know, when you love your family members, 9 times out of 10, you're going to back them up. So we kind of have to look past that. There's a text in scripture, you know, when if Jussie is guilty, here's the thing you need to keep in mind. In Numbers 32, verse 23, it says, be sure, your sin will catch up with you. And if he is guilty, his sins have caught up with him. But if he is not guilty, by all means, I pray to God that the man is set free. So you know what? I don't know. This is one of those situations I'm standing from both sides of the spectrum because I still have to go deeper into the facts. I think until Jussie himself comes out and tell it like he really is, we will never fully understand. But I'm feeling more that he is somewhat guilty. And the evidence doesn't look very well for him. Anyway, that's my perspective. That's my 2 cents. That's my common sense. What do you guys say? Do you believe Jussie Smollett is innocent or guilty? Let's talk about that below and share your thoughts and perspective with me. Until next time, have a good one. Look unto Jesus and live by faith. Bye.